Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely, and this week's question comes to us from Chris in Disc Golf Land. Chris says, my issue I have is gauging the power needed to make consistent putts within 30. I have good lines, I either toss too weak or too much. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. So right off the bat, mechanically, all you do is one thing, and that one thing is pretty simple. But explaining how to gauge distance is almost impossible to describe. Here's why. Aiming is not a conscious decision. Aiming is feel. Feel is what happens when you repeat something over and over again. You witness the result of that thing that you did over and over again, and your brain then begins to connect the dots on what you did and what the outcome of what you did was. Quantifying how hard to putt is a challenge. For example, if I asked you, what do you do differently on a 50-foot putt versus a 30-foot putt? Well, you might start with, I putt a little bit harder on a 50-foot putt, or I putt a little higher. Quantify that. What percentage more do your muscles flex on a 50-foot putt? How many degrees higher elevation do you pitch the putt? How many more RPM on the putter flying? How many more miles per hour does the putter go? We can't quantify any of those things. What we can all do, however, is tell you that a 20-foot putt or a 30-foot putt is about this, and a 50-foot putt is this. Because of experience and the experience that you're going to gain over time, a short putt and a long putt are differentiated by feel. Now, having said that, there is one thing mechanical that you can do that's probably going to solve the problem while you're trying to gain this feel. Simply putt flat. Now, what I mean by this is you don't putt nose down. Here's why. In order to make the putt go in, you have to aim correctly. Aiming is actually three things. It's right and left, it's high and low, and it's also a gauging of distance. It's that third one you're asking about, is how to gauge distance. Well, you can solve the gauging of distance simply by putting flat. When you're trying to gauge distance, if you putt nose down, the window when the disc is the correct height to go in is very short. If, however, you putt straight, that window where the disc is the right height is large. If you putt straight, effectively the disc is at the correct height for a longer period of time. For all intents and purposes, it negates the need to get the distance right because your margin for error is so large. Thank you, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe down below and send your questions to savestrokes@ultiworld.com.